Well, welcome back to Nittany Game Week. Our coaches have told us the past couple of weeks, be careful about peaking too early when it comes to bowl game prep. Now, you don't want to get the guys bored, and the same thing applies to our loyal viewers. We want to keep this scouting report interesting. A lot of success winning bowl games in Penn State history. So Coach Paterno and Coach Bradley are going down memory lane to give us the winning formula. What do you got, guys?
Well, we're going to have some fun. Bowl games become great memories, but it's how you get those bowl wins that really matter. And we'll talk about some of the keys. So let's take a look at some of the keys. Number one, in that month, remain good at your base plays. Put in some wrinkles that are a little different. Be organized on game day because it saves timeouts. Find your advantage, exploit it. A couple more things on the next slide here. Be ready for game speed. So you got to go a lot of one-on-ones. Get your kicking game and avoid turnovers, Tom.
Well, I think the two most important things is get ready for game speed, and everybody forgets about the kicking game, which there will be some big plays in the kicking game if you're not prepared.
Well, let's talk about game speed with our first play. This is the 1980 Fiesta Bowl. Penn State playing Ohio State. Power play was a base bread and butter play, pulling the guard, kicking out. Kurt Warner's your tailback, Booker Moore, Todd Blackledge, all kinds of talent in this one. But take a look at this cutback, Tom, and talk us through. This is a base play where you just come off the ball and knock them back. And
Well,
this is
look at the line coming off the ball first.
No question. And then look at this acceleration. And people forget about how good Kurt Warner was. But when you look at this, this was the first play from scrimmage in the game. So let's talk about the next thing we want to talk about. Okay, couple wrinkles. Here is an outside linebacker on the tight end. Defensive back Gary Brown, who then became a running back the next year. This offensive tackle is thinking he's blitzing, doesn't think he's coming. He's a little bit late getting out. Heisman Trophy winner Ty Detmer, Tom.
Yeah, I tell you, that's one of the great things when everybody forgets Gary Brown. They think of him as a great running back. Look at him rush the passer here and take this ball off the quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, and score it just the way we drew it up.
And by the way,
that
was the Outland
defense.
Trophy winner as the best lineman in the country. He beat on that. And Joe had a few words.
Don't you remember us practicing that?
Yes, okay. But I remember Joe saying a few things about that post-touchdown celebration. Now,
yes, he did.
We talk about saving your timeouts. Here's the situation. End of the half, 42 seconds to go. Florida State has the ball. Penn State has all three timeouts. If they have used one in that half, they never get the ball back. Scott Paxson makes a great play to set us up on first down, Tom.
Yeah, he sure does, and I think that's the thing that got it all started. We didn't have to waste any timeouts and enabled our offense to be able to use them.
So we get the ball back with 17 seconds to go, and now we're going to throw the ball out of bounds without a timeout. Jordan Norwood is smart, gets the ball, gets out of bounds. They stop the clock. We get the ball at the 25. Mike Robinson adjusts the pass protection so he can throw with the blitz in his face, throws it out to Easton Kilmer. But if Penn State doesn't have the timeouts, that play never happens. Now, we talk about finding an advantage. Okay, Penn State played Tennessee a year later in the bowl game. We knew we had an advantage when we got in a bunch because Tennessee was going to declare this guy either outside the tight end here or inside the tight end. The quarterback knew at the line of scrimmage, they're inside, we run outside. They're outside, we run inside. And here the guy from Tennessee's inside. And Tom, you saw Tony Hunt a bunch.
Yeah,
he was hard to tackle.
An awful lot of practice. He was a handful.
Yeah, and again, there's the inside. They reach him. The tight end, the fullback lead to the edge, and Tony gets outside, carried the ball about 30 times that game. Then, being organized and knowing your stuff, taking your shots when you have a chance. Here, Penn State's an empty. We have the protection swung that way. We know the hot blitz is coming here. We know that these are your hot throws. The two red lines are hot throws off the hot blitz. And the quarterback does a good job catching this and getting this ball out, Tom.
Hey, listen, if you're going to get after him, you better get home with that blitz right there, which they didn't. And it's a great throw and catch here.
Yep, and Deion Butler was a pretty good player to throw it up to if you're going to throw up the hot. And let's go to another play, two more plays we've got for you. We talk about game speed, not much to talk about other than the safety that's off the screen over there. Totally misjudged Saquon Barkley's speed in this one. You can see it on this one. When he comes up here, he's coming downhill, Tom, and you know that's a lonely feeling.
That's one of the things we talked about earlier was when you practice, you got to practice good on good to make sure you're used to game speed. That's a bad angle.
Yep, and if he had any, again, that's one of the things about bowl games. You see guys you haven't seen all year, and all of a sudden, oh my God, he can run. Okay, last thing we talk about big plays. Your bread and butter play. Penn State loved this wideout screen. Here they're going to fake the wideout screen to try and get a big play. He comes in and pretends like he's blocking. The Utah safety comes down and
he gets fooled, as they say.
Yes, fooled. And again, this is an 88-yard touchdown pass. Again, get the safety to bite, throw it over the top. And these are the kind of things this blew the game open. And that was all she wrote for the Utah Utes. And with that, we'll head it back over to Todd.
Awesome. Might be my favorite scouting report ever. How can you not enjoy watching Kurt Warner from 1980? So incredibly talented. Well, earlier in the show, we showed you the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl officials in Happy Valley to extend a formal invite. Of course, they do the same for the Rebels of Ole Miss.
Obviously a very historic bowl and a lot of tradition there. A great matchup, as you mentioned. And for us, maybe no better city to go to than Atlanta for our fan base. And we feel like we're going to ascend on Atlanta and take over Atlanta. So we're really excited about that, and certainly want to come down and put on a great showing for Ole Miss and Rebel Nation.
Did you hear that? The gauntlet laid down, Penn State fans. Ole Miss fans going to try and take over the city? Well, these are two fan bases that know how to support their team on the road and have a blast while doing so. Going to be a fun time in Hotlanta. Don't go anywhere. You are about to hear from the voice of the Nittany Lions. We'll talk with play-by-play man Steve Jones to find out what stands out to him about the 2023 Penn State squad, some of the best bowl games he has ever called, some of his favorite all-time calls. And a little later, the college football playoff expands next year. The Pride Pick playoffs are underway, and these are some of your contenders. We'll tell you how you can vote and help decide this year's winners. Nittany Game Week returns after this.